What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. It would appear that even the most lefty of lefties has their lines. And with J.K. Rowling, the line has simply been biology. I know that that's a wacky, crazy thing to consider, but it's true. J.K. Rowling has, in many events, sided with the science. You know, the same people that keep telling everyone to follow the science and listen, don't question and believe, or don't question the science inc, big science. The same people that, 5 years ago would have been railing against big pharma, but now worship them like some weird deity. These are the people that often occupy the same space as J.K. Rowling. They want you to listen to the science. Well, the science when it comes to gender is clear. It's been clear forever. Now, I want to make it very clear where my position is as well. I'm not going to bend over backwards for 0.0000003% of the population, but I will say, as I know many a lot, probably far more than your average person would, given what I do, interacting online. There are trans individuals in my life that I like a lot and respect, but they're also not the ones that freak out about this kind of stuff. My position has always been that, you should be able to live your best life as long as it's not infringing on anybody else's rights. And I think most people would agree with that. There are people that have hard lines against certain things. Look, this channel is welcoming to furries. I don't care. Whatever you do, you want, as long as, that group of people is super niche and they seem to have a high percentage of bad individuals in them. But I'm not going to paint the whole community with a bad brush. You do you put on your little suit and have your fun. I don't care. Now that's not the same thing as being trans, but you get what I'm saying. I literally don't care. And that's how disinterested I am in I want to know what's up here in your head, what you're thinking about things. I don't care about who you spend time with in the bedroom, or any of these type of things. Well, this morning, J.K. Rowling reacted to, a new article, a new law that is frankly quite absurd. It starts by saying, well, she tweets out, war is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength. The peened individual who took you against your will say, is a woman. That's her comment. Now, just to be clear, I'm not sure you could say this is being ratioed either. Wait. No, not even close. Not even close to being ratioed. And Twitter is absolutely seething over this. Look, I don't care. And I have, we talk about this thing too. I hate that, it's such a small group of people, but it dominates the headlines and it dominates the discourse. I'm sure that most of them wouldn't want that either. But we talk about these, biological males competing against biological females in sports. There's a big story going on right now about a swimmer who's already a collegiate level biological male competing against males and doing well. Now they're a biological male competing against biological females and absolutely crushing them. Now, I don't want to invalidate their transness or whatever they're they're just trying to live their best life. But I draw the line at allowing them to compete against other biological females. I think that's reasonable. I get it. It sucks. But, it's not a right. It's not a human right that you get to compete against other biological females. All right? I get it. It stinks. You love swimming, and now you reached a point in your life where you feel comfortable and you're comfortable saying who you really are. And now you can't do the one thing you love anymore. I'm not a monster. I understand it stinks. However, there are 20, 30 biological females on that team that are competing and they love it too. and they have zero chance to ever reach the highest tier when they're competing against a biological male. This is not a controversial take. I would argue that, well, most likely any of my trans viewers would agree with me too. Okay. But on Twitter, which is not a real spot, it is a big deal. It's been trending all day. Harry Potter was trending. By the way, read another book. Read another book. All right, millennials, I'm a millennial, right? Read another book. All right? If the only books you've ever read in your life is Harry Potter, that's okay, but I don't want to hear any intellectual takes from you. You know what I mean? Like, if all you've ever read is Harry Potter and you're in your late 30s talking about how J.K. Rowling is a transphobe, and you could no longer enjoy her books anymore, maybe, you know, you're on the wrong side of 30. Read another book. I love Harry Potter. I actually think the movies pretty much still hold up. I have a hard time reading books because I don't know if it's, well, I have, what's it called where you transpose words? It's very hard for me to read. A lot of people think I can't read or that I mispronounce things. I have dyslexia. So it was very hard for me to read. I went all the way through college and graduate and got my graduate degree. Never read the textbooks. I can't do it. So that's why I didn't read Harry Potter. But there's nothing wrong if you've read Harry Potter. Okay. They're good, fun books, but they're kids' books. Okay. Like, read another book. All right. And rant. So there's this new law, the absurdity. This is in thetimes.co.uk. By the way, shout out to this not getting ratioed. I mean, it's 10,000 comments to 70,000 likes. Isn't like exactly a home run type comment, but 7-1 likes to dislikes is pretty strong on a topic that is this spicy. She's talking about an article that says the absurdity of police logging one of the worst type of people as a woman. Police have been criticized for saying that they will record, we'll just say those events, by offenders with the twig as being committed by a woman if the person doing it, quote, identifies as a female. What? This is the same energy as all these suddenly trans prisoners in California that are getting transferred to women's prisons. And guess what they're doing there? Women are ending up pregnant. Women are ending up taken against their will. Who could have foreseen that? Again, there are, obviously, being trans is real. It's a real thing. And there are trans individuals. But we have to agree on some things. If a biological man does that thing to a biological woman, it wasn't committed by a woman. And really, that's really been JK's position. She is definitely a leftist, except she does like respect biology. That's really her biggest sin. And you see a lot of this, like, and Andy Noah saying your tweet is brave. Imagining inventing as reprehensible as a character as Professor Umbridge and then deciding to be her forever. Meh. Again, all these people, it's like the only book they've ever read is Harry Potter. There are a lot of great books by Stephen King. The guy is a lunatic nowadays. Doesn't mean Misery isn't a great movie, almost a better movie than book, just because Kathy Bates crushes it. Doesn't mean that, Pet Sematary isn't spooky. Doesn't mean, like Stephen King has a lot of great, The Stand. But I've read other books. I'm not betrayed when I see Stephen King spouting lunacy. But of course, the right is embracing this. Thank you. Truth is not partisan. Lauren Chen, thank you for calling out this insanity. And then, but here you see King Crystal, looks to be a woman in her 30s, saying, "You really refuse to let us enjoy them little books you put out. Read a different book then. Start with a medical biology book, perhaps." And again, I don't have any problem whatsoever with a biological male or female choosing to identify as something else. And if I know them and, I will even respect thy pronouns. No problem with it. There's no point in being mean about it and like invalidating them. But let's not also go so far the other direction where we're ignoring biology so as to not offend 0.0003% of the population. J.K. Rowling ruffles feathers again, slams cops for letting suspects ID as woman. You literally have a castle and you spend your time doing this. This is a weird hill to die on, Rowling. Why? It's not a hill. First of all, she has more money than, I don't know, she's probably one of the top 10 richest women on Earth. I'm guessing? I don't think she really cares. I don't really care. And then we have J.K. Rowling, and we have like the R word trending. And you hear Libby Emmons writes, J.K. Rowling slams local PD for logging male R words as women. This means that if a male identifies as female and R words a female, then that is classified as a woman committing that act, with presumably her twig and berries. Like, on what world would this be offensive? Police have to uphold the law, not worry about people's feelings. And the UK is really a center for insanity, with police, investigating tweets. Some things we have to agree on, and biology has to be one of them. I hate to say it, but I guess J.K. Rowling is apparently based. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.